Not sure about this jam, to be honest. I think with the 6 it's probably a call, because I think he's just going to jam too many combos, not jam enough like King X. I'm blocking his 2 pair value. I think actually this is a call. So wish me luck, I could be losing my mind here. What's going on, everyone? Just gonna load up some music and we'll open up some tables. Someone's asking, did I study a lot with Pyro? How did it become so good? Firstly, thank you for thinking I'm good. I don't think I'm that good personally. I'll just try and guess my way along and seem to run pretty good. As for Pyro, I've used it a bit. I'm gonna fold here. I probably would have called. I would never fall bet this in this spot. As for using Pyro, yeah, I've used Pyro, but Pyro I see is something that's more to check your working as opposed to actually like learning what learning from. I think you need to have a good fundamental strategy and then look at Pyro to see if that strategy makes sense. That's more important than using Pyro just to find the answer, because if you just use Pyro to find the answer, you're always going to have another question, and you just need to be thinking about the game a bit more logically before going to Pyro. That makes sense. So I would say anyone under 200 shouldn't really be using Pyro. I mean, obviously you can, but you've got to be very careful with it, in my opinion. 3 big aces. Getting cold called twice. Poker's dead, everybody. It's not the worst flop for aces. Nice having the ace of clubs. 10's obviously in sort of everybody's range, I guess. So we'll start with a very, very, very small bet. I think with the ace of clubs we can mix this turn. I think versus a fish I just want to lean on the side of betting, try and get the stacks in. He's going to call worse, more than say a reg would. Whereas versus a reg maybe I can trap a bit more and then go for a larger strides on the river, whereas here I can just bet jam. And if he jams I have to call. He's going to have some flushes, but he's also going to have some over pairs, and I've got outs against everything. Obviously now we're a bit more worried about like 8s with the 8 of clubs, but probably not enough to not jam this river with the ace of clubs. Versus a fish. It is a little bit thin if you think about it when we see a bit of 4-way after 3-betting pre, but unless he's super trapped us, I think we can be pretty happy to jam this. We like tank. Well, he's not a fish, he's a whale. Well, we'd have known that, we would have jammed faster. Anyway, I got aces again, that's how you get up 15k or something on stream. And we'll start with 4-bet. Not my favourite board when we're playing against the big blind in a call 4-bet spot, but definitely just going to start with a c-bet. Snap call is kind of side, but on the turn here I think we get to block because we have all the ace kings and check back, and he's still going to have to call like ace queen and kings for example, but we'll just go super small here. And now we hope to be like ace queen or kings. Nice. Gonna flick this in with a fish. I think this hand plays reasonably well multi-way. Not on that board though. Instant check though. Pretty decent turn. We're just gonna bet big here. A little bit scared that chips and crypts could be trapping, but not anymore. And if this guy does anything, we're just gonna go with it. River diamond, the 10-9 got there. It's pretty tough. He's obviously not going to call when he's missed hearts, so I guess checking is better. Check the side. It's really tough if he goes all in here, because I don't necessarily think that he's going to jam all his hearts. Problem is he could jam ace jack himself. He could have 10-9 which got there. His diamonds check back got there. He doesn't always bluff the river. Slash he jams sometimes. But I just think that I'm just going to end up calling with like ace jack and folding like king jack. Jeez. Call a bluff. Ace king here, we're going to flatten position. And I think we get away raising a lot on this flop. With this hand, not a lot in general. Which is what we'll go for. Got top pair, buddy. And then versus this, I think we just trap. I think he's going to have some bluffs when he just thinks that he thinks he can rebluff my hand that doesn't really rep anything, if that makes sense, with like ace queens and stuff. And this is pretty much either nuts or nothing, so I'm just going to call. And go broke on most turns. Could just like run into jacks here, but I imagine most of the time this is going to be a chop. Yeah, so we kind of got him to spaz out there, which was great. Here he donked into us, we just called. Now he donks pot on this turn. I think we have a pretty clear raise. But I might just call on the flop versus 3-bet with ace king as a trap. And that's what we get on the turn when you do trap. And then when you just call, I think we have a pretty clear jam on this river. Want to make sure we get max versus all these smaller flushes. I was going to say sorry, he's got 6-5, but there's nothing you can do. Gonna check raise this flop. Turn. Guess with the ace of spades I can mix in a little bit more checks. And go for a check raise on the turn. And this is a good one to check raise. Then with the double flush draw we can go slightly bigger, and he's going to still call his pairs. River jack, I need him to call worse. I think it's going to be a check the side. Don't think he's going to have that many ace kings, to be honest. Or jack tens, but I don't want to bet and then only get called by better, so I think check call slightly better. Maybe he bluffs like 2 club type hands when he shouldn't. Oh, what is this sizing? Queen jack got there, jack 10 get there. He should still have hands like jack 10 of clubs. My plan was to check call. Yeah, I think I'm going to check call. I think it's close. Side that he has ace king. Table 3, we check raised, flop, check turn, and we're going to go with check jam on this river, I think. Well, that's a bit too big. We're just going to check raise massive and hope that he calls with queen 10. Queen 10 everybody, queen 10. Yeah, and defend table 1. It's a pretty reasonable flop. And we'll start with a small stab. In general, if you can call a raise, you can bet. And this hand can definitely call a raise, so I'll bet it. Turn, this is like the sort of inflection point of do I want to start bluffing my hand? And the answer is probably. Sizing wise, I think my natural sizing here is going to be kind of small, which kind of implies I need to bluff the river also. And on the river, I think we would like to overbet if we're going to bluff. I just hate bluffing. I was trying to avoid it at all costs. But here we go. 7, 6, sorry. And king, queen, yeah, that's kind of the hands we were expecting to see. Thank you for the follow. And we'll start with C-bet here. Happy to get all the money in. I'm not going to... Am I going to jam? I think it's fine to jam. I think we're a bit deep. We're just going to call, I guess. We're going broke now regardless, even if he's got the nut flush. Because once we call to make a hand, we're going broke. I mean, we could make exceptions, but this is not going to be one of them. And the question is, do we raise or just call turn? I think we're going to raise small and then call a jam. Thank you for the follow. If he's blocking here with like 2 pairs and sets, he's going to pay us. If he's got a smaller flush, he's going to jam. He's got a bigger flush, we're going broke anyway. And he puts it in with a set. Don't really like him putting it in there, to be honest. I think he should call the side, but that's a nice little hand to wrap up the back end session with, eh, boys? Results tab. Oh, there we go. So you guys can see that we're up like $1,200. Obviously won a nice big part at the end. Thank you for tuning in. I will be doing these longer sessions. I will be streaming Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, possibly Sundays. Might change that one to Wednesdays. We'll be trying to do at least 2 to 4 hours each time. I know this was a short one, but thank you for tuning in. Get here with the trap with 9s here, just locking up the board. And we'll just keep checking. And on the turn versus overbet, I think we do raise. I think if it a bit smaller, we would have just called. It's ironic, I know, but when people overbet, they tend to not bluff many rivers, and when they bet small, they tend to bluff a lot more. So we will raise. River quads. It's tough because he's only really got 10x. He's going to check back all his 10x. And I don't know how often he's going to be bluffing with like a diamond. You know, it's just like, do I bet or do I check? Do I trap or do I go for value? Don't think he's ever got 10s. I'm just going to go big and hope that he does something. We do get called. And then on table 3, we have pocket 10s. And we called a 3-bet, called a C-bet, check turn, and he's bombed the river. A little bit suspicious on the 6, to be honest, because it hits me harder than him, but I will just fold. And a quick hand, I just want to show you, let's see the same guy, before we check what he had in the 10s hand, or the 9s hand. Well, we open Jack 5 suited, C-bet flop, standard, barrel turn, pretty good for me. He raises, and he raises big, and we rip, and he tank folds. He's a pretty good combo to bluff jam on the turn. Call 4-bet, this is going to be a peel. This is a pretty reasonable hand to have in your calling range. You probably want to call this more than like, say, pocket 6s. And going broke a lot here, unfortunately. Very, very scared of check. He should be betting like he's range on that board, especially in a call 4-bet pot, but we'll just go with the tiny block on the turn. Basically stunning the action. And on the river we'll check fold. Don't expect him to reopen kings and queens. Could go for double block actually, but I guess he should just bet ace queen himself, so I will go double block and maybe get called by like ace 8 that was bluffing pre. I'll take a look. So queen's a bit of a hero there. The massive station, I think. Table 3, we just bluffed off our stack, and I'll show you that one quickly. Fairly standard triple here with no hearts, just 3-bet and tripled and we ran to the set. Flop 2-bet. Start with C-bet. Daily quads, I forgot to mention that. And versus check raise, we are going to 3-bet because of the way the board looks. Like for example, if it was like the deuce of diamonds, we'd just call because then we could make a boat when the flush completes. Here we can't, so we are going to 3-bet. That's a really big factor. Not super scared of the deuce because that eliminates his quads. I mean, eliminates his bottom set, which he should have gone with anyway. So now we're just going to go for the block. And the river, we just have a jam for value. He could have quads, but that's the only thing that he could possibly have. I can still get called by ace queen, for example. Name of the follow. Take down. I think you can maybe check back like ace queen, but just always jam queen 10. Table 3, we call 4-bet ace 10, and we're going to start with a bet. I'm going to just keep barreling here for small. And the river is kind of close. I guess versus a fish, we probably still want to jam this. Maybe like a 1/3 fold. I think I'm still going to jam. Sigh. Kind of value own myself there. What we call 4-bet in this hand. Call 4-bets in position are generally about min raise. And we're not scared on this flop in a cold 4-bet pot because he should be folding like 8s, 7s and 6s. Not to say that they will, but they should. So we can just carry on as if it's a normal size pot. A normal, like a fairly dry board. Pretty fucking good turn, cants. Pretty fucking good turn. We're just going to do super small here. So he's got a few more like ace kings, like ace x backdoors, some 2 pairs. And it's really nice to be able to just like super block this with like kings and queens. So we go back a quarter, so it's like $65. Thank you for the follow. Gonna put most of his range in the bin, which is what we always want to be doing when we're betting. And pretty clear jam on the river, boys. He should actually have a donkey range here if he's trying to exploit the fact that I might be like betting to check back with like kings and queens. If he has like say like 6-5 for example, might be a reasonable bluff. Wait for the call. Click down. And we're going to check forward here with no heart on the board. Thanks for tuning in. I'm glad you're enjoying the stream. Six on the turns, probably better to check. And we'll mix in check raise, I think. It's pretty cool because you can still call with like draws and we can fold out like Jack X. Not sure about this jam, to be honest. I think with the 6 it's probably a call because I think he's just going to jam too many combos, not jam enough like King X and blocking his 2-pair value. I think actually this is a call. So wish me luck, I could be losing my mind here. Sigh that he finds a chop, but we fucking wrecked him, boys. We fucking absolutely wrecked him. I'm gonna try and stack Easterdams now. Mon's the baller, flying his 200 zoom side in. And that is a pretty shitty flop when he calls a 4-bet. Yeah, I like his raise a lot here, but unfortunately with our hand we're still going to be going with it. And I think raise basically commits me, so I'm just going to jam and hope that he calls off like queens and kings. Especially without the ace of spades. Side. Where's that? Oh, we got the second chop. We got 25% back. Got a little bit of a rebate. So as you can see, pretty swingy at the start. Grinded out of it. Ran a bit bad towards the middle. Definitely ran bad there. And then slowly spun it back up. So we finished today down $260. Not too bad. I think he played pretty well. overall, obviously, let's take a look at this hand. I'll just pause the music so I can talk through it properly. And again, just a quick reminder, if you guys want to see more of this stuff, you can subscribe and see the old streams. Anyway, let's reset this hand. So we open, fairly standard, and we're going to go through the check fold flop. We would have c-bet if there was the heart on the board. With that one, we've decided to check fold. Turn comes a 6. Now this is kind of a weird spot where we want to start bluffing or not. I think our hand is slightly too strong to start bluffing and not good enough to value bet, so I think that makes it a check. And those kind of category hands are like the best hands to check raise bluff. I think it's a pretty cool hand to check raise bluff because now he's going to be value betting his jack X, and he's also going to be betting his draws. So what's kind of cool about check raising this as a bluff is that he folds out his jack X. When he has a king, we have outs. So it's not like we're dead if he does call. It's really cool to block his value that got there on the turn, like 7-6, jack 6, etc. And so it's kind of a weird merge that can make him fold a jack, call with draws, and when he does have better hands, we can still get there. So this is a pretty nice hand to fall into this category. I don't have 10-6 of any other suit, so I'm not over bluffing when I get here because I don't get here with that many 6x. So I do check raise big, which is what I would do because I'm trying to rep like 7-6 and 6s now, and then he rips. Now, when he rips, we need to break down his range into like, so when I check raise a turn, I don't expect him to have a jam range very often. I expect him to just call with all his draws, and even when he has like jack 6, I expect him to just call because they're either going to be trapping. Because jack 6, yes, it's a really strong hand, but it's way ahead, way behind. Like versus my traps, he's losing. Like my traps are like king jack, kings, jack, 7s, and 6s. So jack 6 is usually going to just call. So he doesn't really have that much of a jam range of value. Yes, you could argue that he's still going to jam jack 6 and 7-6 sometimes, but that's why it's really good to have this in you as a call, as opposed to say like something else, because you're now blocking his main value that he jams. And so then what does he bluff jam? And there's plenty of hands he could bluff jam here when he shouldn't, but plenty of hands he still could, such as like 8-9, 8-5, which he had, clubs, and you know, we've seen a few people just like randomly show up with some spazzes here. It would be hilarious obviously if he had a 6 himself and he like jammed like 6-5 or something. So my kicker does kind of play into this a little bit as well, not blocking some of his other bluffs. I don't expect to see that many 10x 10x semi bluffs, and then I do beat when he's got like 6-5 and 6-4. So all those factors kind of were in my head, and that's why I ended up calling off. So ironically, if he'd have called, he probably would have won the hand because I would have probably check folded river. But when he jams, I'm like, oh, probably win this time. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. Just called a 3-bet with pocket fours, lot to set obviously, and we will check raise. I think this sizing is fine. And we'll check most of our range on this turn. So it says, how do you pick your check raise size on the flops? Do you always choose the same size or depending on the board? Yeah, it depends on the board and what I'm trying to achieve with my hand. Pocket fours here, we will go with the double check raise. Explain whether the check raise is better off as a jam. I think we just check raise small here. Kind of still want him to make sure he calls worse. Yeah, when I follow him, pray for no jack 10. That'll do. Nice. I think this will be fine. Fluffing queens are also fine. Thank you for the follows. We should be mixing raise here at some frequency with these suits. Then we'll do this time. And versus 3-bet, we're not happy. Thank you for enjoying the waterfall pictures. If you want to see more of that kind of stuff, it'll be on my Instagram. Debating whether I'm just going with this now. Versus this snap click. I think I am with these suits, unfortunately. Could be a punt. Yeah, that's annoying. kind of wars you get into. I'm not really sure what he's up to there when he snap 3-bets me. But I like his play a lot. And then side note, table 1, filled it in, flicked it in. Gonna be betting the turn, I feel. I'm just debating what sizing I want to make it. I think overbet probably is good. And then also 4-betting aces here after 3-betting call. And thank you again for all the follows. And on this river, I think we do a lot of checking. I think he's going to struggle to call, and we want to make sure that we get call. He's going to bet his flushes anyway, right? So I guess we just chat jam. Side note, in the aces hand, both people called. And now we're going to be all in. And we have an absolute disaster in the aces hand at the moment. We see it small, this guy snaps and this guy min raises. Like, I think he just gets it all in with ace king 20 plus we block it. We have the nut flush draw blocker, and we have this guy behind that could have a good hand. It's just an absolute disaster, so we're going to fold here. Yeah, we hate seeing this. Maybe one of the worst. Maybe we shouldn't watch this. Yeah, I'm reasonably happy with all that. Still tanking. Call, please. It's not a call. And well, I think we'll 4-bet call this one. And we'll see about our range here. In general, you can see what your range is for, part it's going to be fine. Turn, we're not going to turn this into a bluff. And we'll go with check. Having hearts and clubs here probably leans me more towards just check folding on the turn. The reason you guys can't move here is because it's closed, which is why everything's so cheap. Am I going to bluff this river? I think our hand is slightly too strong. Maybe bluff like 7s to try and make him fold 10s. But now we just kind of want to see 9s, and that's enough for us to check it. We're usually going to lose though. And then we can debate heroes. But if he's good, he should be able to value bet like ace jack on this river. Not sure he's going to be value betting ace jack for a jam. But nonetheless, now we have to debate what he does jam with. He definitely jams with like pocket 8s. He can have traps pre with jacks and queens, but he should jam them. So his main value here is like pocket 8s and 10-9. We do block 10-9. So for example, if I happen to have 10-8 here, I think we kind of have to call. Like, does he jam 9s here? No, because I think he just thinks he can beat ace king. Does he jam like 6-5 of hearts? Or like 8x of hearts? Honestly, I'm super on the fence here. Yes, we fold. Wish I had a little bit more time. 4-betting here. Reasonable flop. I haven't had a real flush on this stream yet. I mean, I guess we trap, right? Like, maybe he's bluffing. Cool. There's 1 to me. 2 to me. Nice. And we'll see we're going to be 3 betting. And we're going to be C betting. And we're going to be barreling. Hand is just too strong not to barrel. Ace of hearts, yes, you can trap that, but let's keep betting small, that's fine. And on the river, we are going to go big and hope that he just always calls with the queen of hearts or some sort of hero. And he does call very fast. And do you see how we just got so much money in the hand when he's basically drawing dead by just keep betting small and keeping his range in a place where he just has to call those hands. And we'll start with C-bet here after 3 betting. And we'll be barreling. Have you ever played CoinPoker? No, I have never played on CoinPoker. Keep on betting. Not falling to a jam. And this is a pretty clear all in. We could lose to 10s, but we don't care because we're still going to go all in. All the biscuits. All in, Stan. I'm all in. What do you got? Didn't snap. Don't expect him to slow roll me, so pretty happy. Cool. Got him. What took you so long, buddy? What took you so long? Just gonna lead this flop, I think. No, I'm gonna check call. I think this turn lead is debatable. But I think it does do some good stuff for us though. I think I am gonna do it. Like if he does just c-bet like Queen Jack and Jack 10 for a large size on the flop, then this works pretty well, I think. It's annoying when he bets bigger because he's narrowed his range so much. And now I'm debating whether I want to bluff this river. Jack 10 in there is annoying in terms of having showdown. Yeah, I think we do bluff, but I don't think we overbet. I don't think we just bluff. And we just targeting like 8x, 9x. Got him. Check raise. He's overbet, but I'm still raising him. And we'll check here. Versus fish, I'm just gonna bet. And he could have a flush, but he could also have queen, king, queen. So, and it's $100. He could also have 10s, everybody. He could also have 10s. 7s here. I don't think we bluff this. Interesting spot on the river. Blocking 8-7 is nice. Not having spades is nice. Not blocking Queen Jack and Jack 10 is nice. All things considered, I think it's a call. Just an unhappy call, I guess. Nice. Anyway, called a 3-bet on table 2, flop the nut flush draw. And I am going to mix in a raise on the flop. And we'll take it down, and we'll see betting with jacks. Turn to jack, baby. Keep barreling. I mean, if he's got queen 10 or 10 8, we lose. He shouldn't have queen. He should never have 10 8. Don't think he has that many queen 10s. And on the river, I guess we just go all in and hope that he had ace king. Is that what we want to do? He's not going to fold 9s or 7s either. I think this is just a jam. Yeah, I think this is a jam. I don't see it. So I don't think it's going to be anything else. Pray for call. Got him. ISO get 3-bet. We'll be 4-betting. This guy has a limb raise as well, so hopefully he did something. And we don't want to 4-bet that big versus his stack. We want to give him a little bit of room to jam. Same reason on the flop, we'll go small. And now with so much of the board and given the option to jam river himself, we will check. This is the classic deuce 3 spot in my opinion. We'll play for ace 5 and not deuce 3. There you go. Table number 3, we're going to keep betting. Hopefully he can hit that somehow. 9s, please have 9s. Not blocking the queen is nice. I really need to learn how to play quads on this channel, don't I? I'm on an education visa. No, in Thailand at the moment there is visa amnesty, and that means that basically you don't need any kind of visa to stay. This river, I think I'm going to block. And the reason I'm doing that is to make him call with the queen more often and make sure that he raises when he has a flush. He's in the tank. Let's have a look. If he's got a queen, nice. If he's, oh, for fuck's sake. He's got a fucking flush, boys. I mean, in my opinion, he's just called bad. I mean, obviously, he lost less by just calling, but you can't call for the flush. Make your flush. And then not raise. Otherwise you shouldn't have called for your flush. Get a fucking heat for once. If you've been following along, you know we just would run. We just would run fantastically on stream. I think we're up like 20k on stream. Not including tournaments. And we're going to be 3-betting this. For value. Tournaments we're losing in. We played like the 5k, the 2k, the 1k. We got pretty deep on a 1k. We played like one tournament on the side during Scoop, and we were like 3 of 35 going to day 2 and get it all in against the 5th in chips. And we're clicking this back again here. Yeah, this is a bit of a click, but we're clicking default. Don't think he's going to get this in with worse than ace jack now. Said I was clicking the fold, said I was clicking the fold. Do the fold. Do the fold. Not doing this 10-9. He's not going to snap do that with ace jack here, so we'll follow. Yeah, so my logic on these flops, which might be right, might be wrong, is when I bet the flop, alright, let's say that's given. When he check raises me, my decision now is, can I improve my hand, or do I think I'm ahead of his check raise? and that's going to vary based on the board. Ace Jack can't really improve. Obviously it can make a Jack or an Ace. But if I think I'm ahead, like, and he should be check raising hands like Queen Jack, King Jack, then I'm going to 3-bet. And then when he should also then be 4-bet me with Ace Jack himself. So Ace Jack is the hand that I've chosen to then 5-bet the flop with. But then when he snap jams, I don't think he's now going with Ace Jack. I don't know, maybe that's a very convoluted way of saying that I just butchered the hand. Ooh. And then we can probably raise, get this in. It doesn't mean I want to get it in, it just means like raising is good. And if we have to get it in, we will. But we'll start with raise. Debating whether we can jam here. Basically, we can't really make a huge mistake here. Call is annoying because if he jams turn, I have to fold. Jam is obviously fine because I have some fold equity. But what's the best way to get fold equity? And it's probably to click, to be honest. I think clicking looks way stronger. May get some hero fold too, which is what we want. We're sick if he's found a hero fold there. Been cold 4-bet here after 3-betting a fish. I think we do have to jam. I think calling's fine, but when we're 3-betting a fish, and I think just get it in pre more often with pocket pairs is better. Would usually just call. Wait, sorry, I would call a lot, but I'm gonna jam this time for the right conditions, and hopefully win. I was gonna say chop. Got him. Yeah, we're running fucking terrible again, guys. Fucking terrible. Thank you for the follows. Defended here, flopped the boat, thought that was funny, so I'll let you know. What I'll tell you. Yeah, super sorry. With the King of Diamonds, we just fold here when he's committed to assist stack. And we would have been ahead, but that would have been running good to be ahead, I think. And this guy's obviously a whale. And we'd have lost, so we're a genius. Check back twice here with Queen 9. And we're just going to bet and hope that he calls or something. Maybe he raises us sometimes. Maybe he's just rivered 7, that'd be nice. C-betting Ace 6. Peeling versus raise. Especially with it all backdoors. That's one of them, but don't get too excited. Versus overbet. I'm on the fence. Whether I'm raising or calling. I think I'm calling. Yeah, I think I'm calling. And then I'm not sure on the river, honestly. I don't think I can fold. I don't think I can jam. I think it's just always a call. That's worked out pretty well. Table 3, we 3-bet and get cold called. I think we want to bet this because we can call this jam, and I think a free card is probably worse than checking. Worse than betting. And then versus stack, we're just all in, hope for the best. Yeah, that was pretty hopeful from him. I guess he wasn't also hoping for the best, and flopping. Oh, just flopping too fucking good today, eh? Yeah, we'll check raise this. And eventually this guy goes all in as well, and the border runs out pure, and I beat ace king, and one of my friends was behind him, and as he won the hand he was just really excited for him. He goes, got him, and then he just got super pissed. Also got him, by the way. And here I'll explain this hand in a second, but I see bet, got raised, and then check call flop, check call turn. So we're ahead of hands like 8-9. I'm debating a jam. We're not debating a call. I don't think he folds a 7, so I'm not going to jam. And that is that. Yeah, and then New Johan just was just super steamed that the guy stood behind him went, got him, and he turns around like super freaked out that anyone would even say anything in like a, what would it have been, like a 18k pot or something like that. And he's just like, he just didn't get it straight away that it was like sort of like a funny thing. And he's like, he's French. He's like, I know he got me. Why you have to tell me he got me? And he's like, excuse me, super, can you make this person move away from the table? And it was pretty funny. And we all just had to like, denied knowledge that we knew this guy that said got him. We were like, no, he's not my friend. I don't know why he said that. Yeah, I'm folding it. Just stack someone on table 4 for small. I'll just replay the hand for you. See what flop small, barrel turn small, could definitely be trap the turn here, but I just decided to bet small less a fish, and river he bets, and I just went all in because I made a flush. Obviously you could have bigger flushes, but what are you going to do? And he's got king 7. Not his day, not his day. And segue, we have been limp raised by service, and we're going to click it back to him. We're going with this one pre, boys. Good luck us. We don't win flips very often, do we? No, that's not the first one. Try to get the second one. Hold. Oh, I had a feeling we we're going to run by that time. We're running too pure to not win that one. Anyway, table 2 we opened, and we now have a flush. So we're just going to bet tiny. Second nuts, not the first. Check raise is fine. We'll call and raise some turns. Not that one. We'll bluff catching turn, which is not fun, so we'll just raise small, and maybe 3 bets we're out of there. I mean, the river doesn't change much in terms of the fact that like we were already dead if we're dead. I think he's gonna consider doing something with 8s and jacks. So I still think we can value at this really small versus his worst flushes. I don't think he's going to increase the amount of boats he has. I think if anything, it's going to decrease it. But we need to make sure he calls with a worst flush to justify a bet. King 10 of clubs, just call, buddy. You've got a flush. He types to us and then he raises. What is he up to? He's not turning a flush into a bluff unless he's a super genius. Snap calling turn is weird. Maybe he just has a boat. Maybe I've made a mistake here. Guess we're folding. Maybe he could have like 10-8 with a club or something, or ace-8 with a club. And we'll fire out a check raise here. It's really fun to check raise when he can call with worse draws. So like he can call with like 6-5, he can call with worse spades. And versus 3-bet, we will just call. I don't think we have enough fold equity. Maybe we 5-bet. And we're probably not going to fold the turn. I don't think we lead either. Thank you for the fight. Can we bluff down the turn? That's the real question. I reckon we might be able to here, you know. Let's go 6-5, got there. I think this gets more fold equity again than a jam. Because he's got like jacks, he's in the fucking bin here. And obviously we'll probably have to call off. Good friend of mine, Kareem, absolutely one of my favourite people in poker, one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. Yeah, I'm gonna go with, how much we got on the table? We got like 3.5, 5.5, 6.3k on the table, in for 15 at least, obviously. I probably lost like 500 to 1,000, so I guess that means we're up 3.8 if my maths is correct there. So yeah, my new guess is 3.8k. Yeah, but we're about to fucking 3-bet this, aren't we? We all know that's how we play now. We got top pair. We got top kick here. What more do you want from me? I don't have a club. Right. Look at those beautiful stacks while I load up the graph. Look how smooth that is, boys. If that doesn't turn you on, I don't know what does. This is a 500 zoom graph. We broke even for a while, then we just started going into crush mode. Obviously we ran good and ran bad, ended up actually running bad. I'm going to show you something that I don't usually show you, but we've got a lot of people here. We've got a break even red line today. That's, to be honest, that's relatively standard for me. I tend to break even red line, sometimes slightly winning, sometimes slightly losing, but overall break even. Again, thank you for tuning in. I do really appreciate you guys. It's really good to see this many viewers. Really do appreciate it. Stream will be off tomorrow. We'll be back again on Thursday. We're going to do Thursday, Friday, Saturdays, and we're probably going to change. We're going to change Sunday because Sunday was really slow last week, and we're probably going to do it on Wednesday. But we're only doing the 3 days this week. We will be releasing the YouTube videos and doing more of the content in the week. So let me know if you have any questions, any feedback. Do appreciate it. All the best, and thanks again for tuning in.